What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and there's been kind of a sad revelation that I've gone through over the past couple of years that was really brought to light by the various lockdowns and people's on them. Yeah, I feel like you all know that my position on whether or not people got the poke or whatever. That's a very personal decision. It's none of my business to tell you what to do, especially in terms of your own body. I wish that more people felt this way. In particular, some of the talking heads that refer to themselves as the science. First, we saw Bill Nye debase himself with his just unimaginably cringe embracing of far left politics, like his junk song, his ill-conceived rap song or whatever he had on his show. Then we had Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think, by the way, both of these people are not stupid. Bill Nye, I think, less so than Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson is still, I think is like far more educated than Bill Nye, but both are still and have become TV personalities, which in many ways compromises them, in my opinion. And there's nothing worse than watching these types of discussions where debate is discouraged. We've been fighting this in our world here on YouTube, and you, my viewers, we've all been kind of like, this is insanity. People have to be able to talk, people have to be able to debate. To see it come from scientific leaders in the community is particularly frustrating and embarrassing. But this isn't the first time Neil deGrasse Tyson has gotten involved in it. I think that a lot of these people, they become a brand. They become bigger than who they really are. And they think that, or maybe people are telling them something that what they should be saying, that they should use their platform for political reasons. Like they have, Neil deGrasse Tyson is facing backlash online after he tweeted about pew pew passings over the weekend. In the tweet, the astrophysicist and author Cooley referred to the event that happened in Ohio and Texas. These are, mass type events, suggesting they pale in comparison to deaths from other causes. Well, it's true. They do. But it's just not a great take from a scientist. And especially when, you're supposed to be the mouthpiece of the left. A mouthpiece, you have Neil deGrasse Tyson saying the good thing about science is that it's true, whether or not you believe it. Of course, getting into it with Steakums. You see, the irony of Neil's tweet is that by framing science itself as true, he's influencing people to be more skeptical of it in a time of unprecedented misinformation. Science is an ever-refining process to find truth, not a dogma, no matter his intent. This message isn't helpful. And that's from Steakums. It's interesting. Like, why is Steakums telling Neil deGrasse Tyson what's true or untrue? It's because Neil deGrasse Tyson is not a scientist anymore, I guess. He's a brand. And he went on a podcast with Patrick Bet-David, and it was not awesome.
Your own body.
If you want to get an abortion, get an abortion. If I want to get the vaccine, I get to choose. So you can't force. If I can't force you to get an abortion, you shouldn't be able to force me to get
Because it's not about you. It's about people you interact with, and that's the social contract of public health.
We don't even know if the vaccine worked or not at the time.
Yes, that's what the trials are, dude. That's why these.
Why do you think he's reacting so emotionally here? The thing is, there's always this like entrance of emotion into these. It's embarrassing for a scientist to be like, have this visceral of a physical reaction to even a mild pushback. And also, by the way, his logic is extraordinarily flawed because he's saying that people should get the poke because, we unknowingly can infect other people. And then that's why it's like a public thing to get it. Okay. Except it doesn't stop transmission, does it? Even though there were dozens of, not only that, not just transmission, but actually getting it. There were dozens of videos, including the president, who said, oh, if you get the poke, you're not going to get it. Well, that's not true. Then it turned into, well, if you get the poke, it won't be as bad. Okay, well, see, that's one thing, right? Like, why not make that the marketing point for getting it, right? If you get it, you're probably going to survive it if you get this poke. Like that became basically the party line after all the facts came out, right?
Missing data out there?
But let me ask you a question. Are we saying only one type of scientists are right?
No, we're saying that the system in place.
The 16,000 that signed that.
No. The system in place to test vaccines. Yeah. There's an entire system that's in place.
That doesn't mean it's infallible.
That with review boards and all of this,
and the average,
that's in place. Now you can say, what you can say is, I have a better idea than all these review boards and all these agencies and the CDC. I have a better idea. Here's what you should do. And that would have made everything better. Okay, you can put forth that idea. But what I'm saying is, in a case where you can contaminate someone else, it's not about you.
But it didn't stop that.
It's about the collective
You're assuming
health.
You're assuming because somebody can take the vaccine, won't get COVID, which, by the way, I don't need to play the clips for you to see it, where everybody said, hey, if you get it, you're not going to get, if you take the vaccine, you're not going to get a Rachel Maddow, Joe Biden. I can give you Fauci. I can give you, and you've seen these clips before. It's not like you've never seen it before.
Yeah, what happened
They were wrong.
Hold on. So.
Yeah.
So.
The
strain evolved.
Okay. That may be true. Okay. But you can see here, Anomaly says, here's what Patrick was correctly telling emotional, angry, dishonest shill deGrasse.
We're not in a position where we think that any virus, including the Delta virus, which is much more transmissible and more deadly in terms of unvaccinated people, the various shots that people are getting now cover that. You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Our data from
Oops. Now again, I think that social contract, the system in place, collective. I mean, how come a company's made $81 billion off of it? These are fair questions to ask. And by the way, once you're poked up, you can still spread it. So again, I'm not saying whether or not it's effective or not. I'm just saying it's awfully curious that scientists who made their entire careers off the back of questioning things were so quick to say, no, nobody should question this. It's about the collective. He's just too far inside of it. Like, I don't, can Neil or someone else inform me where I signed a social contract? I think like, I just, it's such an emotional topic and stuff like that. And obviously I'm not a doctor, and I've always tried to be very clear about saying like, hey, don't take my advice for it. I think people should, meet with their own doctors or their families or their religious leaders or whoever it is that they trust, and they should make those decisions for themselves. I don't think anyone would behoove people for that. But I do think that it's a little embarrassing to see Neil deGrasse Tyson, somebody who's thought of as a thinker, a great scientist, to be up here saying like, yeah, well, you should put this thing in your body that you can't take out, right? It's in there now. You can't take it out, but oopsie, things changed, things evolved. Well, people should be able to wait. and make that decision. I think that that's very reasonable and very scientific. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it and you click that subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.